not a ZBrush Pro. I am a beginner. I love ZBrush. It's very cool. You can do, it's one of the best modelers, if not the best modelers there is for organics and even hard surfaces. It's very complicated. It definitely takes a while to figure out, but I think I'm over the hump. And I'm not a noob anymore. I'm more of a beginner. So I'm excited about that because I've known about ZBrush for a long time and didn't jump into it because I said, what the hell is this? It was just too hard to figure out. So I put it off for about 10 years. It's been out for a long time. And I hear that's a common occurrence with a lot of people trying to get into ZBrush. But then I took a class that my lovely wife told me to take, and I got my feet wet and just like figured out like, whoa, this program is fantastic. And not just for organic stuff. I'm using it a lot for hard surfaces, kind of like cups, and because I used to do a lot of 3D visualization for products. And you can use it a lot for that. You can even use Illustrator outlines and import those as SVGs and extrude those, which is really cool. So I'm excited about that. So I just want to right now I'm just playing around with it. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but this is called a Z-sphere, where you could do some kind of cool geometry. I don't know what the hell I'm making here, but just playing around. So I need to learn it a lot more. I'm just touching the surface. I haven't really gotten into the good stuff, but I'm excited about learning ZBrush and all it can do, and just gonna try to use it every day. And today I'm just playing around with it. I'm not pushing anything, but we will try to do something and use, I'll show you dynamics, which is pretty amazing. And let's see. So this is called a Z-sphere. You can grab this this sphere right here and kind of like extrude it and pull it out, trying to make some type of character model or anything else. And you can see you can pull this sphere, and then you can pull these other spheres, and you can add new spheres like joints on a character. So if I go here, and now I have symmetry on, so I'll do it on both sides. I could turn that off. And so I put those in, and then I could pull it out, this, and try to make some type of creature, I guess. So now I'll draw and add a new one. Here's a new one. And then you take it and you pull this down like that. So some type of arm, I guess. Then you can go over here and drag that down and see everything has symmetry. So it's kind of cool. And now let's add another one right here, and then we'll pull that out, giving some type of arm, and like that. We can even make fingers, and so the navigation is a little confusing too. If you use Maya or Cinema 4D or any of that, it's completely different. It does take a little while to get used to. So let's put these fingers here. We'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll drag this like that, drag this like that, drag that, and drag that, drag this, drag that, drag this, and drag that. So we're pulling it, and then let's put another one right there, 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 and there, and then we'll pull that too, and pull this back and pull this, and sometimes it gets a little weird. That red part, oops, and then here's kind of like the fingers. I'm not quite sure it doesn't pull out more. Doing something wrong. Okay, so then we'll pull this out. Pull this. So pulls it out a little, but I wish see that one's different. So now it's getting skinnier. I can make that larger in a second. And once again, it has symmetry, so it should be doing it on the other side as well. I pull this like this. So pulling the finger out from that part, pull this back and pull that out. I'm not sure this is the right way to do it, but it's working for me right now. So like that. So let's try to fix this and this finger, this over here, and that over there, and then we can grab this part, I guess the wrist, and put, whoops, we want to move it and move this like that, and everything should work like that. So it has like IK, which means that when you pull like this part, all these are the children of this. So when you move this, everything should move with it. So they're all linked together. So you can make hands and arms and everything in the body is connected. Let's see. So it's sort of like, it's called like a chain, an IK chain. See, like this part is connected to this part. So move this down. It should. Hello, Copenhagen. Donald is in the house. Yo, Donald, it's good to see you, man. I am happy to see you are around. Hope everything is good with you. Donald and I go way back to the Blabs. Oops, now that shouldn't be happening. Why is that happening? Good to see you. Good to hear you, Donald. And so we are doing this. So now you have, whoops. So let's see. So we have this kind of clutch. Let's move this. So this should like move. See how it does that? Making a little palm type of thing. And like this. So now if I select this with the scale, just this should size down. See, I'm surprised that doesn't move down, but it doesn't. How come? What did Donald say? Come on. All right. I didn't know you were doing Blab Cafe. Nice. Donald is keeping the Blab legend alive. I see now we have, look, so we have both. Did symmetry, so it did both. So that's nice. And we can turn that off as well. So now we have like some crazy kind of creature. I don't know. Now we have this long piece right here, this leg. So let's add a draw right here, and this should put a new one in. See, that's like a joint, and now that we'll be able to bend it right here, like so. Now let's turn off symmetry for a second. So we only have one affected, and now we have this, and that's, now we can like kind of like position it a little more interesting. Oh, nice. Donald is doing the do. I didn't know Blab people were on the Haps. I've seen Bobby once in a while, but I haven't chatted with him. No, I did chat with him the other day actually, but I haven't seen him live. Keeping the Blabs alive. Okay, so we put a joint there, and so you see I put a joint there. So now these are kind of like divided. So this one moves like this, right? And we can move this. So I got to say, using ZBrush is very relaxing. It's just kind of fun to use, and this is not even the sculpting part. I'm just making some type of geometry, and then you would sculpt later. But it's a very relaxing program that once it's frustrating if you don't get it, and I didn't get it for a long time, but once you do get it, and it's not that hard to get, you just kind of have to figure out sort of like the basics of how it works, because it is working different. Toronto in the house. It's a lot of fun, and there are tons and tons of videos online people have done showing how it works, and you can even get a free trial, I think, for 30 days if you're interested. You do need a semi-powerful computer, maybe within the last 2 or 3 years. That would be fine, but it could work with, I think, most computers that have decent capabilities. And a lot of people use ZBrush for video game creation, even movie. I think it was used a lot for a lot of the Avenger models, and then they would take it out and put it into something else like a Cinema 4D or Maya. But the creation part was done in ZBrush, and getting a lot more pop. And actually, you know, I noticed, well, I don't know, I've seen this one guy use it for jewelry, that it's used a lot in jewelry creation. Let's see if we get something there. No. Making molds, which is really cool. And I use it for products. I just bring in simple models like cups or what else do I use? Stargate, yeah, definitely. I'm not really giving it justice now because there's some fabulous models I've seen of so much detail and clothing. It has this new dynamics model, which is fantastic. People are doing clothing, and it's really cool. I'd like to get into that myself. But yeah, for props, dude from Toronto, I was just saying how I'm using Illustrator. You can output SVG files and extrude things. I've been using that a lot. It's so cool to do that. So you can make complicated outlines, vectors in Illustrator and import them into ZBrush and just extrude and get some really nice things. I love that because you could just, because I love Illustrator, and it just tickles me when I could create something in Illustrator in 2D and extrude it in 3D. And then I'm using Keyshot to do real-time rendering, which ZBrush exports directly into, there's a separate thing you have to purchase, but it exports directly into Keyshot with layers too, if you're using FBX, and that is fantastic. I mean, it's just, I mean, you know, when I use that type of in conjunction with each other, I mean, it blows my mind that a few years ago that would cost thousands, if not millions of dollars to get something like that and take hours of time. And I'm doing it on my computer at home. It's just, and every time I see it happen, it's just a miracle. Well, yeah, I mean, I got ZBrush. My lovely wife bought it for me, which is nice, through her company. And I have Illustrator through my well, not my company anymore, but had a while. So Illustrator, to me, Illustrator is the most fantastic program. I mean, vectors is fantastic. I mean, I just vectors are everything. And once you master the vector, everything else just falls in place. Anyway, sorry for babbling. So I got this guy. I'm trying to see where I need some type of no, I can't. I need some kind of like area, but it's, oh well. Okay, so we'll have this, and see, I can't get access to the sphere there, which for some reason, because that is where I would need to, let's see, I am not the expert on this in there. Let's see, we can move that up. Okay, here he is, but then he's connected to that. Oh well, all right, we're just making something goofy here. So the goofier, the better. So I just wanted some face, but you can see there's no symmetry there. But oh well, it's weird. So you know, maybe some weird alien creature. So let's try to move. Let's do the old rotate, and there we got that. Yeah, that's kind of creepy. Okay, so now this is sort of like we're building it, but it's not kind of like set in stone. So we can't do any type of sculpting on it yet. So I have to initiate another kind of like a piece to it. And then once you have this, once you have this created, then you kind of like initiate the next level, which I'm going to show you in a second. Okay. So what is that? It's an alien creature from, I don't know, Planet 7. Of course. So bring this here. We're going to try to do some stuff like that. And it's, now if I was really good at ZBrush, there's a way to do, it's called polygroups. So you could isolate different areas like the body and the arms and the head, and then that would be all separate pieces, and then I could bring those into Keyshot and texture it appropriately. I haven't learned, I know what polygroups are, but I'm not a master of it yet. It's somehow separating the model. I just started getting into that now, so that would be kind of cool. I need to do that next. So, okay, so we have this model, and then we go to, I think it's, so here we have like this crazy set of menus, very difficult to remember where everything is. So subtool, I think, we want to do, shoot, I forgot, where is it? We want to do adaptive skin. So here we have the build, I wish I was working on Star Trek. Here we have the model that we made, what's called Z spheres. So now we're going to do over here on adaptive skin, and this is going to show you what it actually looks like when we get into the sculpt area. So we do, let's see, we do preview, and you can see here's like the mesh, the geometry kind of like fused in. So we can actually play with this, and let's see, there's tons of parameters that you kind of just have to play with. And also sometimes the program does crash. Oh, see, look at that. So that's got a kind of like a low poly thing. I kind of like that look. So I'm going to finalize that. Okay, so I hit this, and now it's final. There we go. And so that we can't go back. We could go back, I think, if I undo, but I don't think that's the final look. So here we go. So now we have this kind of crazy beast dude, which I kind of like. I love these facets here. It's really, really cool. And we have this white texture, this white material. So let's put on a different material. I like this red cap. It seems like no one likes it, but I kind of love it. It's got these kind of like imperfections here and like these shadows. I kind of like it. Okay, so now we have this, and let's see, we can do, these are sort of like the poly groups, somehow separated. I didn't do it, so I guess it does it automatically. I'm not going to go into polygroups because I don't know much about it yet. I'm learning about it. Hopefully soon I'll have it. But look at these nice fingers we have. That's kind of cool. And okay, so now what you do is we will sculpt on it. So we have like, this is the other part of it. There's like lots of parts of ZBrush. That was just a small part of the Z sphere. So now we have these brushes, like this clay brush, and we can just draw on it. See how it like we're sculpting on the model. Very cool. And you can even do. I think this is smoothing. See how we're smoothing it? Kind of cool. Let's see. And then we do masking too. So I'm going to make this a little smaller. Just give this guy maybe a. Let's see which we do. Let's give him a big comic eye. So I'm going to make this. I don't know. Let's see. Oops. So we're going to mask this. It's going to be a comical style. So we have this shape. Whoops. Okay. I can undo that. Okay. Okay. Sometimes it gets a little confusing. Let's make it a little smaller. And then we're going to mask this, kind of like an eyeball shape. And then put that in there. Okay. So now we have this shape. This is isolated. So if I use this clay brush and go around it, this is going to be protected. See how it goes around that outline area like that. See, it's got a little indentation there. But if I click on the side, it does the opposite, and now inside it does the area. So you can do that as well. Let's see, got that separation. So ZBrush is insane that it has so many options. I haven't even talked I haven't even got into the hard modeler, which is fantastic too. This is all organic modeling. Okay, let's try to do something with, I know there's like these are just some brushes I have. There's tons and crumple. What is that? Yeah, see, look, we have this like kind of like this really cool texture right there. Let's see if we can take it easy. Thanks, Toronto. Thank you. So look, you see this cool kind of texture it's got there? That's very cool. I don't know, just like so you don't get the people don't like the clean look that computer graphics can create. You don't want that perfectness of it. So you can make sort of like you know, like skin. There's skin textures, skin brushes. A lot of people do some beautiful work creating, you know, perfect bodies and perfect faces. That is, I'm not interested in that. I couldn't do that to begin with. I like making crazy shapes and crazy types of objects. I do a lot of illustration. I don't know how I could use my illustration in ZBrush yet, because my stuff is sort of like fine lines, and I don't know, but you never know. We'll see how it goes. I mean, like I mentioned before, I do love using Illustrator. Illustrator is my go-to program along with Photoshop, and it would be cool to see how I could use that. I have, like I mentioned, I have been using it with SVGs. You can make an outline in Illustrator, and then you could extrude it in ZBrush, which is fantastic. So in that sense, you could really make anything, because all you need is slowing down a little. All you need is the. So I'm getting some slow down. What's going on? My computer. I blame my computer. Okay, this is slowing down a little. All right. So we have that type of thing. And now let's try to do, okay, do more over here. So we've got this guy's body. And so you can see how it could go. It's slowing down a little. Why is that? Oh, let me investigate. Why? Why? Got 20, my loaded on 20. ZBrush and Chrome. It's Chrome's fault, of course. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. Okay, so what you can do is, let's see, say we want to give this guy, so let's make this a little larger. I'm just making stuff up as I go. Now, if I was making a creature for, say, Star Trek, like Toronto was talking about, you would have to make your creature, and then you have to give it a rig, which ZBrush has sort of like some type of rig for positioning, but not like for animation. Maybe it'll come in the future. I don't know. But you would, if I was like creating this creature for something like a movie or a video game, I could save this as FBX and export it into Maya or other packages. Of course, he's not in a T position, so you would have to kind of like go around and fix it up, but I'm assuming it would work. There are some really cool free rigger programs, one by Adobe. I keep forgetting what it's called, but it allows you to rig your characters, but I'm not in a T pose, so I don't know if it would work. But I could bring this into Maya or Cinema 4D and rig it up. I really do not like rigging. It's a pain in the butt, and I'm not very good at it, and it takes a long time to set it up. But I guess you could do it. And it's always fun when you make something like this dude and you actually see it move and walk. That is surreal, because like I just made this dude. Okay, so let's see. Now let's make a Okay, so so look at this beautiful. Look at this. What I love about this material, people don't like it, but look inside. You've got like this white, you know, shadow thing. It's fantastic. I just love it. It's really cool. I mean, it really looks like some piece of I don't know, marble or stone. It's fantastic. And okay, so let's do this. We'll give this guy. What should we do with? Let's do the bunny, and then let's find another brush. Let's do lots of brushes. Soft clay. That's too big. I don't like that. Well, some type of texture thing. This one's popular. That's kind of weird. What else we got here? Planer, polish, rake. It's kind of interesting. Let's make it a little smaller. Rake, rake, rake. I don't know about that. Rake. I don't know. I don't like it. Let's just do the whole thing in at least his arms, and let's make it a little larger. So it's like I said, it's very relaxing. You kind of see your progress, which is always fun. And actually, I should save this because it does have a tendency to crash. And what's it called? Dude. Excuse me. And okay. So I'm just going over it. And forming it as it goes. And then we'll try something with the body. And I mean, I love these crinkles, man. They're so cool. Just the crinkles. And like I said, you could isolate things. Like I could isolate his eye. I think this is a polygroup. It's for some reason it did this thing, but I'm not familiar with polygroups that well yet. You can also do texturing with other file formats, put textures on it. I haven't even touched that yet. There's lots of ways to do that, and tons and tons and tons of ways to create your model. If you're interested in modeling, I love modeling. I highly suggest checking it out. You could import this into Blender, which is free. You can import it into Unity, which is another free program, or Unreal Engine, which I believe is free up to a certain point. And they have tons of rigging systems. I'm not familiar with them. I haven't used Blender that much. I have used Unity a little. I don't know. I mean, I used to be interested in making games, but it's a lot of work. I am a piss poor coder, so it's probably not going to happen. Okay, so if you can do this, that sort of fixes the geometry a little bit more, which is very cool. And now you'll see I have only 378 pixels or points, which is representation of the quality of the model. So you can raise it up to the millions and just have a little higher mesh, just a higher resolution of the model, which is very cool. How many people were we have? There are 23 people. What's up? Anyone have any questions about ZBrush from a noob? Well, not a noob. I would say I'm a beginner. I am happy with that distinction. A beginner. That's kind of cool. I mean, this upper body part is kind of cool. I love that. I'm trying to think what to do with the lower part, which is oh so necessary for a lot of things. We could put some type of turns out a little better than I thought. So all this began from a Z-sphere. Like I said, I love these facets. They're kind of cool. All right, let's do the leg with our continuous texture, and then maybe we'll put some type of uniform. Now look at this thing. Where'd it go? It was there a second ago. It looked like I had some type of rip in the texture. Let's look at it slower. Okay. And then we'll continually do this. Like that. Oops, that's weird. But I'm just, oops, whoa. I'm just brushing on my legs with this crumple brush. Just putting a texture on the geometry, making it look pretty interesting. And so like this, and like that. And let's do it in here, this crotch area. Like that. So here's his naked body. So you can do now let's see if this works. So I'm going to save this again. Okay, replace it. Okay, so now what you could do is we're going to go and let's see, we're going to do a mask over his area, like so. Try not to hit that finger, kind of like a pant leg. This, and then this, and then this. I know I'm missing some areas over there in the crotch area, but I ain't going in there. All right, and then here, this, and here. Messed up right there, but oh well. This part got messed up. Okay, and then, oops. Okay. Okay. And what I want to do is like make it a little smaller. Oops. And keep this kind of like a suspender thing. Yeah, like that. That's kind of cool. Okay. And now what we do, so we have this math, we could separate that piece with geometry, right? No, subtool. Right, so what we want to do is extract it. And we want to, let's see, extract. Right, so now we have a separate piece on top of his body. Too big, a little smaller. I'm gonna go bigger. Extract. Come on. No. 3. All right, well, let's see, let's do 1. Start 1. Okay, no, let's do 2. Subtract. Oh, that's way too big. Okay. It's a little hard to balance. A little hard to balance the. Okay, so what is it? That is 0.03. So let's put 0.0. That's good. So I'm going to keep that. Again, here's this. No, it's kind of messed up over there, but whatever. So we are going to accept. And now we have created this separate piece on top of the dude's body. So we can use that for, like, say, clothing. So I can bring that into, now if I knew what I was doing, I could figure out how to actually texture that differently, but I haven't figured that out yet. So I know you can, this is now a separate piece. So if you look at my layers here, I can click on that, we can turn that off and see how this is just a suspender part. And then let's fix that a little bit more. We'll click on this and turn it on. And now you can see it's a little darker because still, I think it still has the mask on. No, it doesn't. Okay. So let's use our cloth nudge. Oops, no, we're going to click on this. Yeah, so you see we have really cool new tool with dynamics. It makes this cloth type of texture or matte or model. No, that is not what I want, but it's cool that you can do it. And let's see. Let's try cloth pull. See if we can pull that like as if it was some type of texture, or sorry, fabric. You get the cool wrinkles in that. And let's make it a little smaller for this. Right? And look at this. So, giving it an interesting look that is, kind of unique to what I was thinking. I mean, to be honest, I had no idea what I was making when I started this, but I think it turned out pretty cool. And usually I don't have an idea of what I'm thinking whenever I use ZBrush. It's sort of just fun to play with, unless I do have a specific project, which I'm thinking. Okay, so, but maybe it's too much, but whatever. Let's see. Oops, that's weird. Okay. Yeah, so we created this strange creature, which I think is kind of fun. Although it's not done, maybe we'll continue it later, and I will bring it into Keyshot next time, and we'll texture it. But not bad, kind of fun. Let's try one more thing. It's called text transpose cloth, which is kind of tricky. Let's see, doesn't screw that. I crash it. Okay, get it. I will not do it. Let's see, planar. Messed up. Okay, yeah, some are not the greatest. Okay, this one is sort of like just flattening things out. A lot of brushes, tons of brushes, like that. Anyway, here it is. Kind of fun. I hope you enjoy this. And thanks for chatting out with me.